We've also got a new resource after a conversation I had with a mum of a young teen, and just, this teen's really struggling, and just the lack of support, the lack of resources. And the only help they've been given is for the doctor to prescribe high strength antidepressants to a 13-year-old girl.
That's terrible.
Which is shocking. And I suddenly thought, I'm going to help you. How can I help you? And I was like, we don't actually have a page with one link specifically for teens and people that care about teens. So the next day, all of us got together quickly and we built a page of just the resources, free resources for teens and people that look after teens. So again, we'll put a link of that on the video, on the replay. So if you need someone in your life that needs that help, you can just send them this one link and it's got the key bits that can help them in times of need.
Excellent. I think at some point I'm going to make a video for parents, distraught parents, because all the focus, it's a bit like the trauma with the parents. All the focus is on the child. Something wrong with the child's going mad, it's my fault, I've been a bad parent, oh my God, what am I going to do? They're going to grow up to sit in a loony bin, that kind of thing. The parents are stressed out of their minds, focusing on the child. And what actually needs to happen here is to just draw back and focus back on the parent itself, on the parents themselves. Parents need to calm down and raise energy. That's super, super important. Because when you're energy higher, then guess what? Your kid becomes less stressed. That's the same as with horses and riders and dogs and their owners. If the owners are energy high, the animals become calmer. And they become much, much more biddable, and they become much more relaxed and happier of themselves. So I'd say step one for the treatment of any teen is to target the parents for stress management.
100%.
And that gives the parents something to do rather than worry about the child or shout at the child.
So that reminds me that rings bells and makes me think of that thing you told me once, that in animal behavior counseling, it was always the problem with the owner, not the animal. Would we possibly draw a link between parents and children?
Let's not.
Let's not. Okay.
Let us not. Because
where's the claps parents for moving on quick? Right.
No, the parents, look, here's the thing. The parents are feeling guilty and stressed and asking themselves from dusk till dawn, where did I go wrong? They're already so ashamed and so guilt-riddled and so freaked out and worried and every single thing under the sun. And oftentimes really flagellating themselves that they weren't good enough parents somewhere along the line. They didn't try hard enough. Didn't work hard enough, didn't buy them enough toys, or whatever it is that they weren't enough. So the very last thing we want to do is throw even more blame on them, because they can't handle that. They can't handle that. Whether or not they contributed to the existing problem is really immaterial. It doesn't matter. Here we are, we're in the shit. Now we need to get out of it. And the quicker and the easier and the faster the possible. And when you de-stress people and get them to breathe again, they'll be able to think better. They think more logically, more creatively. It's less likely that they're going to say just the exact thing that's going to set their teenager off into screaming rage again. And what I found was that if I could manage to stay energy high with my kids, is that some creative solution could be found.
Yeah, you can make better decisions as a parent. And you can also, I think, just being aware of, we're getting stressed. This adds stress. What can I do to not get in this situation again and to reverse it and to prevent extreme stress from happening?
Yeah, well, the first thing is to get the parents to de-stress, or the mother to de-stress, whoever's dealing mostly with the child, and to get to understand how stress works, her own stress levels, and how she can manage to actually control her stress levels using any of the methods that we have. Once she knows that and is a little bit energy higher, it is far more likely that the child will listen to her, you know, and do something with her and respond to her. So it's of the essence that we focus first of all on the parents. The parents need absolution, if nothing else, first of all, because they didn't do this all by themselves. The entire society, civilization, and time and space, all of that has conspired to bring about these crazy situations that we have right now. You know, some of it might be their fault, but most of it really isn't. And it probably never was done deliberately. So, yeah. What is Lorna saying?
That would be an excellent idea. I'm working with a 14-year-old boy who has had counselling which failed. The mum has a soothscale and the boy has started his book of stars.
Oh, that's fantastic, Lorna. Well done.
Yeah.
Big round of applause to you. That's just absolutely marvelous. Thank you. Thank you for what you're doing out there in the world, really.
Yeah. A 14-year-old boy with a book of stars. Can you imagine how his life is going to now be built on building his book of stars and his future?
Yeah. It's going to be just so much better.
Literally, it's life-changing. We keep
It
saying
is life-saving.